students. We would like to do the cluster-wise job rise from February, from mid-February 2013. Maybe we will announce the dates. We will send the information to all the companies, and we will also provide you the details about the manpower available, like the students available and branch wise. Then based on the request, we can forward the profiles of each and every student. So that you can shortlist before come to the venue, so that you know, okay, these are the 1,000 students I would like to address. You can always pick up the 1,000 students and conduct your own process, like your examination and interviews and all that. That is one. Then we will provide the entire talent available college-wise. You can know, okay, you can pick up. These are the colleges I would like to visit. In each college, they can provide you entire talent available in particular college. So these are the events and activities we plan that will be completed in next 2-3 months. We need your support continuously to update and upgrade our students.
Concentrating on the middle layer of the students. So if you can tell us the middle layer you want, then we'll make them available at one corner. Okay, maybe cluster-wise 2 districts, so one place. Okay, and whatever your own company assessment, if you want to conduct it, will also help you to conduct it prior to your arrival for interviews. Okay, that also can be done. So that we can help you out, so that your stress can be less, and then pick the good number of people. So we'll have every sector of the people available with us. So whatever you want, we will mobilize only such kind of people, not below 50 or beyond 60. Otherwise, you will be wasting your time in interviewing them and not selecting them beyond 60.
One thing, Dr. Das, when we say that yes, you would like to have between 55 to 65% of marks, this message should not go to the student.
No, it's only confidential. No, this is confidential.
You see, it's our industry. Our industry requires brilliant set of people. We need brilliant mechanical engineering, right? But we might not afford the kind of price. So, who are the best in the country? IITians. So we have to get IITians. We can't afford. So that's why we go to the university. And as our friends are saying, universities are not bad. IITs and IIMs have not produced great political leaders to this country. Universities which have produced great leaders. So each education setup has a different fiber, right? So what's very important for industry, that needs to be focused. Say for example, we require automotive design engineers. We want people to know about the automobile. When we refer to the automobile, we refer to the car, passenger car. For a good student, he might not have driven a car, or he might not have picked up the interest about the parts of the car. So what we request is, if you map our requirements, we will also give our requirements. They are given that, and you can train the students, take them to the car workshops, explain them about the automotive car. So that will help us, because when we work for OEMs, original equipment manufacturers and the car manufacturers, and tier 1, like TRW, who makes the parts. So we will have to work with them, and they say that these people have to be conceptually very strong. This is a service industry. They want these people to be strong in core. Very important. So each industry has a different set of requirements. So if you can map it, we don't want middle layer alone.
Right, it's not like this. You see, beyond 60. We'll only mobilize those people.
That's right.
If somebody wants only mechanical engineers,
Yes.
okay, any percentage is not a matter. We'll only mobilize mechanical. My idea for saying that is like that. We want only electronics people of below 55 to 65. We'll only mobilize those people. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So my
as far as our industry is concerned, I'm being very specific about this. We need analysis team. Analysis we have two things. So one is CAD, computer-aided design. The other one is CAE, engineering. So the analysis, like crash and all that, in the event of crash, what happens. This particular talent is very good. So there are not many labs in the colleges which train people on CAE. So request you to advise your mentor.
Now, give it to him. Because
Vice Chancellor of JNTU, Kakinada, Dr. Tulsiram, Director Industrial Relations, Mr. Raju, and all the industry HR heads who are present. Well, first of all, let me thank Dr. Tulsiram and his team for taking this initiative to organize the university and then industry interaction, which is very, very important. And I am sure that this kind of interactions would be held by other universities as well. Well, technical education, as all of you know, I mean, we have been the leaders as far as AP is concerned. Leader means in both ways. I mean, good things also, and bad things also. We have the highest number of engineering colleges in the country, more than 700 colleges, and there are almost 3.5 lakh seats are there. And of the total country's 3,000 colleges, more than 700, that is 1/4 of the colleges in the country are situated in Andhra Pradesh. That means there is no dearth of technical manpower in our state, with almost 3.5 lakh seats, but unfortunately now the takers are not there. We have got almost 1.5 to 1.8 lakh seats vacant every year. But then when it happens, I mean, it is all the demand supply, this thing. But now when it comes, ultimately, what is important is the placement part of it. And I'm very happy that this kind of interaction today has been organized. Now in this, 2-3 things are very, very important. Now, first of all, we have listened to the views of the industries. I think the more kind of this interaction is necessary in advanced countries, Western countries, US and all. There is a close interaction between the industry and the universities, the academic and the industry. There is a close interaction. If the industry faces some problem, it wants to design something, it poses that problem to the universities who do the research and provide the solution to the industry. This kind of thing is lacking in our country, but I think this is a good beginning. And then in them, I think there need to be a close interaction. For example, I mean, there are many our engineers who are passing out. The industry requirement and the qualifications of the engineers and their capabilities are at present not perhaps matching. In this context, my request would be, we have got a program from the government side, RYK program is there, wherein we can train the students as to the requirement of the industry. So my first request to all the industry representatives would be, if you can give me a requirement as to what you are looking at from out of the passing engineers, what is the qualification you are looking at, what are the trades you are looking at. We came across some of the trades, particularly personality development, some of you mentioned, core engineering, some of you mentioned, soft skills are what is important. So I think we can definitely train our students. If you can conduct the campus interviews, or you can give us your requirement in advance, both in terms of the number of the students, as well as the trades what you are looking at them. I think we can conduct like short-term training programs for the students in our skill development centers being for. Otherwise, if you can tell us that these are the training agencies, that these are the partners who can give good training, whether it is personality development training, or whether it is soft skills or IT skills, specialized IT skills, like you talking about automobiles, that you require specific some training is required, we can conduct a training, and government is willing to fund that training fully. So it will not be a burden on the students. We have got 700 crores of money earmarked for this program under RYK. And perhaps this is the only state which is offering this program. You might have, yeah, Rajiv, you couldn't look, but you did not go into that. I mean, because what is more important is that there is a program.
Money is there.
Yeah, money is available, facility is available, and then basically what we need is the requirement of the industry. Okay, industry like X industry, because I've been always talking about this. What is the industry requirement? We really do not know. And then because this is a program which talks about training followed by placement. See, all other programs like NSDC and all, they mostly talk about skill development and it is not linked to placement. And whereas other programs mostly talk about placement. So this is perhaps the only program which talks about training come placement. So first we have to train and then ultimately he has to be placed. Otherwise the training agency will not also get his money. So it is linked to the placement. So my request to the industry representative would be, number one, I think it is a very good initiative. I must attend at the cost of repetition sake, and I hope that similar kind of meetings will be held by that. If industry-wise, at least the members who are present, if they can tell us that this is our requirement in terms of numbers, and these are the traits we are looking at, then we can identify the students, maybe in the final year or maybe from the third year onwards, and we can specifically start some training programs for them specifically, and that will be industry specific. So we can do that, and for that, whatever is the expenditure incurred in the training, we are willing to bear that entire cost. Government is willing to bear that entire cost. In fact, we are spending, but we are not finding enough partner. Either we have training partners who are not able to show the placement after training. So again, it is of no use because it is linked to placement resistance. Or otherwise, if you can conduct the job interviews, I mean campus interviews if you can conduct, and you find some students who are suitable, but they are lacking in certain traits or certain skills, and then once he passes out from the fourth year, and that gap filling, that finishing school concept, that 2 to 3 months training, now you are training, we can fund that training. I mean, we can, if you can tell us the training agency or the training partner, or you can tell us the traits, we can identify training agencies. So that I think many of the industry representatives may not be aware of such a scheme. But huge money is available, we are unable to spend the money, and then ultimately there is a gap between what the industry requires and what the engineering colleges are producing. So I think this is one program which can go and fill that critical gap. Another thing, I was very happy to know that you are talking very highly about our diploma students. So it is very heartening to know that diploma students, when they are passing out, they are serving the industry to your satisfaction. Now see, coming to the polytechnic education, we have got about 115 polytechnics in the state. And then I fully agree with you, the second shift polytechnics, mostly private engineering colleges or even in private polytechnics, actually people are opposed to that. But recently, based on an Honorable High Court order, they got the permission, they are starting. Naturally, second shift will not produce the quality what we are looking at. But then ultimately, we have got about 90,000 students who are entering into our polytechnic every year. 90,000 after 10th pass, they enter the diploma. But unfortunately, two things are holding us back. Number one is the pass percentage. To be very honest with you, is not very encouraging. It is only about 30 to 35%. So with 90,000 entering, at the end of 3 years, only about 30,000 are passing. That is one third part of it. Of course, we are trying to look at it how to improve the academics and the pass percentage so that more number of qualified diploma students are available for industry. But what is more unfortunate is, out of these 30,000 who are passing out, almost 80% are again joining the engineering, lateral entry in the second line. So they are already adding to the unemployed pool of engineers who are already available. So that's why the number of diploma students who are available for employment is very less. So my first request would be, of course, we will have from our side, from the commissioning side, we will have a similar kind of interaction for our polytechnic students. So we would be too happy, and then I think we must impress upon the students that if he joins immediately after diploma, there is a much more employable opportunities available than rather than again joining in the engineering stream and then again competing with other 2 lakh engineers who are already available. So that I think one method we should clearly go. And then, of course, second thing is even in the polytechnic students also. Now we have started the skill development center and the industrial training. In this 3 years period, we are sending them for 6 months for industrial training, which even the engineering colleges do not do. What they have training is hardly 45 days or 2 months training. Whereas we are sending our students out of the 3 years, about 6 months industry, they are attaching them to various industries, they are going for the training. And then number 2 is we have about 25 polytechnics, we have the skill development centers, wherein the industry relevant courses are being taught apart from the soft skills and communication skills, English skills, like we have ProJCAD, AutoCAD, SCADA, PLSS, all these programs and courses. And now we are want to expand this skill development centers in all the remaining polytechnics as well. So by the end of this year, by the beginning of academic year, we will have the skill development centers in all the polytechnics. So what my request would be, number one, we will, because it is our initiative which has to come, we will organize a similar kind of a meet for our polytechnic students as well. So that the industry HR heads can come and then tell us about the requirement of the diploma students if they have. And then we will facilitate that process. And if any critical gap is required to be bridged, so we are there. And again we have this program of RYK which I said, where a lot of money is available. Another thing I would say is, we have got another program that is called TechU, Technical Education Quality Improvement Program for engineering colleges. Now as of now in our state about 22 engineering colleges are covered,
and about 200 crores is being spent, will be spent over a period of next 4 years. So there also the whole, as the name itself suggests, the idea is to improve the quality of education. And ultimately, what do we mean by improvement? Improvement means ultimately at the end of the 4 years, he should either get very good employment or he should go for higher studies in terms of MTech and PhDs or whatever he wants to do. So there also for industry interaction, we have got sufficient funds are available with these 22 engineering colleges, and perhaps we can use these funds for other colleges as well. So my request would be the point which was brought out, that our training and placement officers need to be trained first. I mean, apart from training the student, we are all talking about it. The student is not aware, but I think my first request would be, let us not be too harsh on the student, my dear friend. So because my request is, because student after all is just very, very innocent, and our own faculty and our own training and placement officers are not aware of what is happening. So it is really from our side too much to expect the students to know everything. I am not justifying it, but what I am saying is first we need to train our faculty, training and placement officers, because unless they know what is that student who is looking them as their father figure would do. So I think we can organize, if you all agree, and the management, as you rightly said. See, unfortunately what has happened, to which I am sorry to say, some of the industries also they have become a part of it. Now in this numbers game, in this competitive world, to show their placements and all, I am also aware how the placement figures in some of the colleges and some of the industries are managed. I mean, as he rightly said, he said how much you want, you come to our colleges, give the offer letter, afterwards whether you take or not, I am not bothered. His purpose is done, his management purpose is done, and then they say 80% placement and 90% placement and leave the students. As I said, about 3.5 lakh seats and 2 lakh students. So it's who will catch this thing. So this competition is going on. So which ultimately will not stand in the long run. Ultimately everybody will be exposed, whether it is those industries who are actually resorting to such kind of practices, even those managements which are resorting to them. So my request would be, if you all agree, so we can perhaps organize, maybe at the state level or at the university level, and interaction between the college managements. We can call all the managements, because as I rightly said, I am training only that EPS will not serve the purpose. You have to change the mindset of the managements also. And they have to take the lead in seeing that their students really get placed. I mean, it should not be the managed placement or the numbers game which now the managements are resorting to. It should be the actual placements. So I think we can organize. Yeah.
One point, especially when colleges go and approach companies, I think there should be a reality check about the company. What kind of
Yeah.
company it is.
Yeah.
In the last 1 year, we in college, and after the BTech, when they come to Hyderabad, there is no company there.
I'd like to add a point.
It's all like to add that placement number.
No, it is not, maybe not be directly by the company, by a person who has brought the company.
So whatever it is, see, whatever it is,
Yeah.
the college or the placement office should take the responsibility to visit the company whether the company is existing or not. It's not something just a number say, get some offer and then show up some like a all guys are kind of place, and it's not students' career, right? I mean, you cannot just do that.
Yeah.
No, for that training and placement officer need to come out of the college.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what
not
I mean.
happening now.
I think
Once he comes out, he'll know, he'll be.
They should do that.
It's actually managements which are there. I mean, companies head the training and placement officers, they can work on that. And then actually look at what is the requirement of the company, what the management is looking at, and then ultimately, as you said, universities, and then ultimately the syllabus also. The syllabus, if it has to be suited to the industry requirement. Under TechTube, as I said, we have got 5 crores grant. We got 5 crores grant, and this is all grant. I mean, this under TechTube got, I said, 200 crores. 75% is coming from the government of India. 25% state government is giving. So idea is to see that we improve the employability of the engineering graduates passing out of the engineering colleges. So these 22 colleges we are distributing this grant. They need to conduct this kind of trips on a regular basis, understand the industry requirement, reorient the syllabi if required universities, reorient the syllabi, introduce the finishing school concept, and then ultimately train. And apart from this, we have the RYK program. So this is for these 22 colleges which are there, mostly the government colleges and some couple of the private colleges also. And under RYK program, as I said, wherein we can train the students, funding is not a problem, my dear friends. Not a problem at all. So what perhaps is lacking, as I understand, is basically, I mean, what has been lacking in our country since last 5 decades, I mean, that there is no interaction or matching between the industry and the academic institutions. So a very good beginning has been made. We must compliment Dr. Tulsiram for taking this initiative, but we must carry it forward. It should not end with only today's dinner and today's meeting. So we must carry it forward, And if the industry can, my request would be, of course, industry in Andhra Pradesh, we know today it is facing a problem. I mean, let us be honest. I mean, it's facing a problem. The power shortage is there. There are issues, but despite the problems, whatever, I mean, as you rightly said, we are not looking at immediate. I mean, problems also may not be immediate. We are looking at next 5 years and next 10 years, and how to reorient the technical education in the country so that it suits the industry requirement. So my first request would be from your side, we will have this meeting at a much bigger scale. If you can give your requirement, this I have been talking to all the industries, and the other also, Honorable Chief Minister always asks why we have failed to achieve a target. We have been given specific targets for training and placing the students, and that target runs into lakhs, and the where our achievement is thousands. So I always say, where are the jobs? I mean, everybody comes and tells, look, the people we don't find suitable people. When we go to the engineering colleges and when we ask the universities, they say, no, number of people are available, but unfortunately there are no jobs, because the industry, whenever we call, they say we don't have hours, we have this problem, we have that problem, so where are the jobs? So my request would be, yes, it is difficult, but at least if we can have some clear idea, as to like he rightly said, he recruits 80 people from IITs and IIMs, he recruits 400 people from others. So we know, okay, ITC, this is the requirement, 400 every year, so we can plan for that. Like similar way, every industry, if we can give some indicative requirement, you do not stick to it. I mean, you can exceed that, you may not exceed it, it's after all your choice, but at least we can plan for it. And then, what are the trades you are looking at? So that, as you rightly said, I mean, engineer and student